Hello and welcome to Cut Into the Bull in the Post-Truth Apocalypse. I'm Ben, and as always I'm joined by Gaz.
Hello.
And Mike.
Hello.
And this week we will conclude our trip into the Amityville Horror with the second part, The Truth. We did the story last week, and this week we're going to say that maybe there's some inconsistencies in the account.
Maybe.
There might be.
Or it's demons. Or it's a really heavily drugged up New Jerseyan shooting his family.
The entire thing could be complete cockwash, but we'll get to that.
We will. So, as always, we'll start with some weird news. And for anyone, if this is your first listen to the show, then we like to start with some weird news, some random shit we found on the internet. We have a bit of a laugh about it. And it'll take sort of 20 minutes, half an hour, maybe 40 minutes, depends how funny we find it. So, and how much we ramble. We do ramble. We apologise in advance.
Yes.
But we will get to the cut and thrust of today's main topic.
Thrust. Insert theme tune.
Let's get the boys' views on this week's weird news.
Live edited.
So we've got Slayer meets Hurricane Guy, returns to headbang against Hurricane Florence after driving 300 miles. Also, anyone that's in Florida and listening, while there's a hurricane going on, thank you for listening while there's a hurricane going on. But hope you stay safe.
Well, you'll be hearing this in a few weeks, so...
Oh yeah, well there might be another hurricane at that point.
The hurricane may have trashed your state.
There might have been another hurricane in between the
There might have
release of this. We hope you stayed safe.
Yeah.
There you go.
I really hope you're not dead.
Yeah, and this is just stuck on a loop and really fucking with our ratings.
Thank you for your service. So this guy, I'm confused. He drove 300 miles just to make this video.
Yeah.
Of standing, and he's done this once before, hasn't he?
He has. His name is Lane Pittman. He's a topless patriot who headbangs to Slayer in the middle of Hurricane Matthew. Well, he's back. He's still topless, still headbanging, and still standing strong in the face of hurricanes. In his latest clip, Pittman travelled to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, which is currently being battered by Hurricane Florence, whose winds are up to 85 miles an hour.
Would have sucked if he died, wouldn't it? Sucked for him and all his
Just a
loved
bit.
ones.
Yeah, we'll have a watch of it. You can see this too, listener, if you, I'm sure you just Google Hurricane Headbanging Guy. I do like the fact he has Slayer playing. Not my favourite band in the world.
It would amuse me if he was suddenly speared by flying debris.
Yeah, or side of a car just smashes him in the face.
Concrete bollard just
Yeah.
caves in the front of his skull,
Yeah.
and he's
I mean-
left twitching and flapping in the wind
I admire
with
his...
the American flag draped across his deformed face.
like a shroud of a patriot, Gaz.
USA! USA! We love you. We really do love you, but
That's great, I like it. Also,
Yeah.
but don't shoot your gun at it.
yeah, I like it, but I don't think he should ever do it again.
No, let him do it again. It's bringing me entertainment.
I think there's the law of diminishing returns. He's eventually, because look, his tweet, he's literally calling the hurricane weak.
And small. Florida man is here.
What if he gets a little closer to it? Is he
Well, if he's
still-
doing it right in the... Well, not the eye, because that's the calm bit.
He can't be because he's still on the floor. If he was, I don't think that guy is standing up to 85 mile an hour winds. You can't, can you?
He's getting pushed back a bit, though,
I
isn't
think
he?
you can. I think you can.
I suppose. Hang on, I do 80
he's
miles an
getting-
hour in
yeah.
the van. If I stick my hand out, it does go like, whoosh, pushes it a bit,
Yeah.
but it doesn't blow my hand off.
No.
So, okay.
I doubt your van can do 85.
Fuck yeah, bro, it'll go over 100, easy.
I thought they were limited.
No.
Oh, really?
If you work for like a big company like yours who, think about these things, I've worked for a shitty little company that just buys vans.
Oh right, I thought they'd been limited.
No, big companies limit them to insurance reasons, to save fuel. Think about it, if you've got 500 vans, they're all limited, you're going to save quite a lot of fuel in a year. And no one can speed. And
I think
do
also,
dangerous stuff with the name of your company written on the side.
I think maybe I've come at this from the wrong angle, and it should be, of course you don't do 85 miles an hour, Gaz. That would be breaking the speed limit.
I have personally never been over 70 miles an hour.
In your life, in any vehicle.
Ever? Even when I went on an aeroplane, we went real slow. That's why I'm dead. No, I think this is quite humorous. I do like the visual. It's hilarious. It's a headbanger.
Yeah.
Headbanging in the face of a hurricane. Very funny, but I think you've done it twice now, mate. Law of diminishing returns. Eventually you're going to get a fence post through the brain, aren't you?
That's the danger, isn't it?
Or he finds himself on Celebrity Big Brother and becomes some kind of multi-millionaire.
Oh no, or says something horrifically racist on Celebrity Big Brother and then he's maligned by society and ends up killing himself in a hotel room somewhere.
Or in a hurricane.
Yeah.
Either way, it ends badly.
Well,
like all of Gaz's scenarios, it all ends badly.
I'm not involved in this one, this is his story. And that's what happens to a lot of celebrities, sadly. You know, don't want to call this guy a celebrity. Florida man is here. Because, I mean, he can only be... Hurricanes aren't that common, are they? Or are they?
They're getting more common.
Yeah.
That's an episode in
It's
itself.
the Chinese fault.
It's a Chinese hoax, but obviously, you know, I'm joking, isn't it? It's very real.
Well, as long as the Hurricanes remains weak and small, in the words of Florida man, and he's able to stand up to them, then awesome.
As long as I can still headbang in the face of a hurricane.
That's it. Good on him. Well, you know, there's better things he could be doing this time. 300 miles is quite a long way.
Yeah, but you got that from the GoFundMe page.
Oh, wow.
So he didn't even pay for it. He just took a 3-hour road trip to go and headbang in a hurricane and he drove home.
And he made profit.
Yeah. He only wanted $150. He got $935.
Oh, this guy's got life by the balls, man. He's figured it all out. Well, if we had hurricanes here, I'd go and wave a British flag and listen to some Queen in the face of the hurricane. But I'd have an umbrella and a Mac and a rain mat.
And a bowler hat.
Yes, to make it very British. Yes.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't headbang. I'd sit down and eat some jam sandwiches and
Just
drink a cup of tea.
Yeah. The table goes fine. You just sit there unperturbed.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be my answer to this video.
Yeah.
That would be quite good, actually.
If we ever have a hurricane, we're doing that.
Yeah. Hurricane doesn't stop 11s. Cream scone, Margaret. Oh God, they've gone.
So the teacup smashes into your face.
So is Margaret.
Oh, fine bone china right in my eyes.
And the scalding
Whose idea was this?
Well, I just pissed myself behind the camera.
Oh man. Well, it's a good job we don't get hurricanes. What's next?
From the Edinburgh News.
Oh God.
Man jailed for throwing own semen at Edinburgh woman in Asda car park.
Oh God.
That is grim.
Well, at least it was his home.
Yeah. His defence is quite good. I'll read that to you later in a minute.
Okay.
A man who splashed a vial of his semen over a woman at a secluded supermarket car park has been jailed. Samuel Reed was jailed for 8 months and placed on the sex offenders register for a minimum of 10 years after he sprayed the tube of fluid over the woman's back as she leaned into a car boot while packing her shopping away in Edinburgh.
I thought it was actually in the moment he sort of like must have had a one over it. Not that he came pre-prepared with a spray tube.
A vial. Yeah.
Did he want her to think he had sponged on her that quickly? Like, see how impressive I am, love?
I don't know, let's scroll down and find out.
Yeah.
Reed had targeted the woman in October 2016 in an isolated area of the Asda car park at Milton Link in the capital. During his trial, the 56-year-old said he had the vial of semen in his car as he was having trouble with producing his usual quantities when he ejaculated and wanted a sample to take to the doctor.
And I just slipped.
He claimed he must have leant on the vial while he was rummaging in the back of his vehicle and the liquid shot out over the woman.
Oh my God.
But sentencing Sheriff Peter McCormack told the offender that his version of events was in the top 2 in my legal career for one of the most lamentably unbelievable defence evidence I've ever heard.
I would have hit number 1.
So do I, actually.
Oh man.
Yeah, he pulled up alongside the woman in his vehicle as she bent over a car, then pretended to rummage in his own boot before throwing the test tube of his semen over her jumper. He was confronted by the confused victim who asked him if he had spilled anything on her. With a self-employed joiner told the woman that he had nothing squirty or squeezy in my car before driving off.
Excuse me, have you just spilled something on me? I've got nothing squirty or squeezy in my vehicle.
How dare you suggest
What a
that?
weird defence.
It is, isn't it?
I was just leaning on
I
that.
haven't got anything that could be pressed at the bottom end, causing an explosion-type rupture at the top end, mimicking the ejaculation of one's penis. No,
No, nothing to see here.
no, just a tyre iron. A
Can you-
spunky tyre iron.
Can you help me just move this sofa to the back of my car? Bang.
No.
Ted Bundy style.
Oh, what if it went off in your face, this spunky tube? Oh, this guy's a menace.
He is, well, he's in jail for 8 months now.
And so he should be, and I hope his fucking cellmate like just forces him to receive face cum.
Plays a
every
game called
morning.
Balls on Chin.
Yeah, he just teabags him every fucking morning for breakfast.
He was initially charged with ejaculating over the woman, but he got found guilty of the lesser charge of just projecting semen onto her body.
A lesser charge.
Jesus Christ, why aren't they the same fucking charge? From the woman's perspective, do you give a fuck if it came from his dick or a test tube? He still threw fucking sperm
It still,
at me.
it still come from his dick.
Yeah.
Unless he's just collecting other people's semen.
I suppose in one way, if he actually took the time to ejaculate on her, that because you'd have had to see him pleasing himself would have been worse. I
Well,
suppose.
they got him from a DNA report.
Oh, awesome.
Revealed the liquid was semen, and Reed was later identified.
Ah, well, yeah, it was. Sheriff Peter McCormack described the attack as disgusting, perverted and sinister, and said he believed there had been a lot of planning involved in the sex attack. Yeah.
What a cunt.
Yeah, I wonder if he specifically, if he'd seen her before and thought like, oh...
I'd love to throw some muck up her.
Yeah. Oh, God. Oh, God. For any female listeners, I would... Well, I know we haven't got any, so what's the fucking point?
I don't know, I'm just going to say what's going through his mind. I'm just getting into
Yeah.
character. I'm
Okay.
trying to understand what's going through his mind.
Yeah.
And he's from Edinburgh, so he's not going to, he's not going to say, oh, I wish I could ejaculate.
I got nothing squeezy or fucking squirty. I just happened to be leaning on me tube of spunk that I was taken to the doctors, you see. And she just happened to walk past and
Yeah.
she got spunk right in the face.
Well, up her back.
Up her back. No, wasn't my fault. Bless him.
Yeah.
Well, different strokes for different folks.
That's true. Oh, he's actually got a previous conviction for shameless indecency, whatever that involves.
I'm going to guess that it's got something to do with his genitalia.
Yeah.
Being him out in public when he shouldn't be.
when it
Yeah.
shouldn't
In a
be.
dirty map.
Yeah. It's always a dirty mark, isn't it?
Because it's been wanked in so many times.
What do you need hygienic flashes?
Because the sort of person who gets off on showing their cock to strangers, I imagine, isn't the sort of person who's that bothered about personal hygiene.
I suppose you might be right.
I mean, it could be, but I mean, they're walking around wanking at people, for fuck's sake.
Oh, she got the next one.
Yeah, look out if you're in Edinburgh in a car park
Yes.
and a bloke starts rummaging in his boot.
Yeah, make sure he's got nothing squirty or squeezy in there.
And spunky.
So have you heard, Gaz, because I know Mike has, I just mentioned it to him earlier, that that New Mexico observatory has been shut down by the FBI and no one seems to know why?
I had no idea.
Oh, right, well, yeah, that's what's happened. The FBI have got helicopters circling, they've got in there, they closed it down, they give no explanation.
Okay.
So, the internet has gone absolutely ballistic, and we found the top 6 theories floating about why they've closed the place. Even the local sheriff, Benny House, was kept completely in the dark. That's Benny House! Sheriff Benny House.
Right.
The FBI is refusing to tell us what's going on, House told the Alamogordo Daily News, but for the FBI to get involved that quick and be so secretive about it, there's a lot of stuff going on there. There's a Black Hawk helicopter and a bunch of people around antennas and work crews on towers, but no one would tell us anything. So, what's we got then?
A week later, it's still locked down.
So we're no closer to understanding what the hell is going on. So let's scroll down and see what the internet thinks is happening.
Hang on, do you want to just read that bit quickly? The best we've got for an explanation came from a very vague post on the Observatory's Facebook, saying that the Association of Universities for Research in Astronomy, Aura, is addressing a security issue at the facility and has, quote, no further comment at this time.
What could be the security issue in a fucking...
A solar observatory?
Yeah.
They've been hacked by lizard alien men. Go on. Cheers. Let's find out.
First of all, a massive sun disaster is coming. A la the film Knowing, probably. Some kid's going to go berserk, start writing down a load of numbers. So the evidence. This is the most discussed theory going around right now, and for good reason. It's got it all. Vague facts, confusing science, and fully apocalyptic implications. To understand it, we have to look back at the Carrington event in the mid-1800s, when a solar storm sent out something called a coronal mass ejection that rocked Earth and shorted out telegraph systems across the world. According to National Geographic, the date when the Carrington event hit, early September 1859. Of course, our modern world relies on a lot more technology than some weak-ass telegraph systems, so a similar event today could fuck some serious shit up. And if the government knew it was coming and couldn't stop it, would it immediately spill the beans and send the world into a panic? Probably not. And according to some unsubstantiated Reddit posts going around, Sunspot isn't the only observation that mysteriously went dark over the last couple of weeks. Bunch of observatory live streams allegedly went down at the same time, and spaceweather.eu is temporarily unavailable for some reason.
Oh, not spaceweather.eu.
Yeah. So,
I'm going to do some live journalism right now. You carry on reading, Ben. I'll see if it's still unreal.
right, so still though, let's be real. First of all, there's a huge number of people, both professional and amateur, keeping tabs on the sun's patterns constantly. So someone else would have noticed a solar flare. Plus, if someone at Sunspot really did see the big one coming last week, the super flare would have reached us by now. And since you're reading this on a functioning computer, that seems unlikely.
Oh my god. Live. Excuse me, I burped. That's drinking.
Terribly unprofessional.
Spaceweather.eu is still, at the time of recording, temporarily unavailable.
Dun dun dun!
We're all gonna die. But on the plus side, we won't fucking have to deal with this Brexit shit, will we?
No!
We'll all just fucking melt.
Yeah.
No, well, better than fighting over baked beans. So what else?
Think about it.
If we're fighting over aliens,
let's say it doesn't kill us, and he just takes out every single satellite up there.
Right.
So straight away, no TV, no mobile phones.
I won't be able to do my job.
Also, your power, your electricity is gone.
Road maps.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Your electricity is gone. The starter motor in Gaz's van is gone.
Yeah.
Anything electrical is gone.
Our phone,
You're telling me that there wouldn't be a riot if everyone all of a sudden had no electricity for like 3 days? They would fucking riot.
Well,
Pacemakers
some
are
of
good.
us,
Pacemakers.
Ben, would do something sophisticated, like play a game of Scrabble in the dark
No, good for you.
and regale each other with tales of heroism from the past, from the war days.
That's not you though, is it?
No.
While the starving mob outside tries to break in and kill you.
Yeah.
I will be
Purge
I will
style.
probably be sucking somebody's dick in exchange for something that I need desperately.
Tin of beans.
Yeah. Spoon.
I never get to the point where I'm sucking cock for beans. I want to kill myself. You know what I mean?
That's the thing, the beans won't even be for me, will they? I'll have to go out and suck cock for beans just to give to the owner and the kids. And then I'll be shouting at the kids like, you don't know what I have to do for those beans!
Can I just make a suggestion?
What?
Just send the owner out to do the sucking.
Fuck, I don't want girlfriends sucking strangers' cocks for beans. How bad are them beans going to taste to me then after that?
Oh, just an idea.
No, I'll take one for the
Can
team.
you just take it in turns? Maybe.
I don't
as
want
a team.
that. I will just close my eyes and think of England, or what the England I used to know. The England that burnt in the ashes of the post-Sunspot disaster. But, you know.
Well, okay, alright, I was just suggesting,
Oh, look, as we said, was it before recording, I am going to start, seriously, I'm going to prepare for Brexit and stockpile cans, because you guys have made me paranoid as all fuck.
it's all going to plan.
So I'll be fine, I won't be sucking any cock for beans. If anything, somebody will be sucking my cock for beans. Hopefully a female. And not Gerald.
Well, even if that middle class neighbour next door hates you.
I don't think he necessarily hates me. I think he just looks down his nose on me. But I also think he witnessed me falling through a chair the other night. So that was my ego was so damaged. Yeah, I fell through a chair. It actually looks like I've been shot or something. It's a weird injury.
Well,
It's like a graze with a bruise all the way around.
Sperm.
It did look like a sperm. It had a tail.
Take the outline of the tail a little bit.
I fell through. Yeah. Anyway, feel sorry for me. Send your well wishes and your cards to. I'm not giving you my address. What's happening? What are the other theories?
The next one, UFO crash.
Oh.
What possible reason would the FBI have for taking over the local post office building than to use it to house the charred remains of an alien life form? Well, sure, there's a ton of reasons, but come on, the observatory's in New Mexico. No else is in New Mexico. Roswell. Plus, the director of Sunspot told local news station KOB that the telescope did not see aliens. So no.
No aliens?
Well, that's what they're saying.
But why would they keep it in the... They wouldn't keep it in the observatory, would they? I mean, there's
Well,
better places to... Why would they take it to a telescope?
Maybe they highlighted
Very
it.
good point there.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Oh, we've got this alien ship's landed. Where should we take it? To the telescope! Of course!
Publicly funded.
Yeah. So not to the laboratories or the garages or any of that. Fuck all
We've got
that.
shitloads of underground fucking bases.
Yeah.
We'll take it to the observatory.
We won't even take it to the hangar.
We want to look at it really closely. We're going to turn the fucking telescope round and...
Maybe they're really small aliens.
Oh, fuck! Microscopic aliens. That need... Yeah, they've got to stick them on the end of the telescope.
Put them in a
lens
petri
just
dish.
to have a...
Yeah, have a butcher's at them.
Yeah. Nah.
Alright then, next one. There was a terrible mercury leak.
Ooh.
Sunspot Observatory has a liquid mercury mirror telescope which uses spun mercury to reflect images instead of giant lenses like Hubble. This theory offers that somehow there was a deadly mercury leak and everyone needs to be evacuated while the government cleaned it up. Unfortunately, things don't exactly add up. If it really is something as seemingly mundane as a chemical leak, why all the secrecy? Why not tell the sheriff? Plus, shouldn't the Centre for Disease Control be involved? On the surface, a mercury leak sounds like a plausible explanation, but it doesn't really stand up once you put it under the microscope.
Well, is there such a thing as mercury poisoning then, I guess?
Yeah.
It's really bad for us. I
yeah,
think
you
that
don't want
one's got
mercury
more
poisoning.
likelihood. They poo-pooed that one a little bit, the journalist who wrote this, but I feel that's more likely than the previous one, and crashed aliens, you know.
Bring on the crashed aliens.
But why cover it up and say there's nothing?
Because they never admit that sort of, you know, oh, nothing to see here, fuck off, none of your business, Sheriff.
Sheriff.
Listen, man, if there's deadly mercury in the air, then I think you don't need to fucking know nothing. Fuck off, FBI. Means fuck bastard, if, I don't know, fuck off.
Fidelity, bravery, integrity.
There you go. Does it really mean that?
Yeah.
Isn't it the Federal
It's the Federal Bureau of Investigation, but that was their motto, goes to the FBI as well.
Oh, Federal Bureau of... I will shoot you in the face, Sheriff! Fuck off! All those people look weird, like they've been had really weird, put their heads are twice the size. Fuck off, Sheriff! It's fine.
What
And they're
are those small grey dudes?
Yeah, they're
Mercury poisoning, get the fuck out.
just gonna mop it up. I think that one has some more likely. Anyway,
Yeah, okay.
what's next?
Chinese spies hacked the observatory.
Oh, now we're talking.
According to the valiant YouTuber John X Army, he has uncovered the definitive explanation for why the FBI swooped into Sunspot.
Right.
China had hacked an antenna array at the observatory and was using to spy on the nearby White Sands missile range. Supposedly the Chinese had set up shop at this Sunspot telegraph, he says in one video, and who knows all the information they were harvesting via an antenna array. Of course, he says his theory is based on a single Reddit post he read.
Ugh.
Well, I think there's some plausibility to that, isn't there? I mean, they do like to hack shit, don't they?
They love a good hacking.
Why not? And if this telescope, I'm not completely up to scratch with how this telescope works, but surely if you could point it at galaxies miles away, you might be able to just like turn it horizontal and have a look at a base.
Maybe.
It's just over the way, like in extreme detail.
Literally looking through the windows at the base. With one of them things
Yeah.
probably, oh, this guy having a shit.
Oh, there's a hot chick showering. I like this mission. I apologise for the racial humour. And moving on.
Okay, the next one. Some Stranger Things type shit is happening.
Okay.
Okay, so there's no actual evidence that a New Mexico observatory is harbouring an interdimensional portal full of hell beasts from the upside down or whatever. So this one isn't all that believable, but the pieces are there. An innocuous government facility, a potentially massive cover-up, a nosy local sheriff bent on finding out the truth, a town nearby that probably has some kids in it. The only thing that can start scream Stranger Things more is if some local cats start disappearing.
Well, all things are possible.
Yeah.
Well, they're not, are they? But
Could be hell beasts.
you never know. They could have opened a portal to another dimension somehow by fucking about with telescopes.
Who knows?
We don't know.
Nah, I think you want more than the FBI in there for that, though, wouldn't you?
CIA.
The army, if there's hell beasts.
A party in the CIA.
So this one's, I think it's the last one. We will never actually find out anything.
Well, that's definitely the truth, isn't it? They're not
Yeah.
going to tell us.
The whole mystery is very compelling right now. We'll give it another couple of weeks. The best we can hope for is the FBI holds some kind of bland press conference with an even blander explanation, and that'll be it. So, think swamp gas reflecting the light of Venus, and it wasn't really closed. It was all a hallucination.
Well, it could be literally what that Facebook post from the observatory said, and some sort of security breach. The China thing might
Maybe.
not have been China, might have been Russians. I don't know. Could have been some fucking stoner like Gary McKinnon in some.
Trying to hack
bedroom.
the telescope.
Well, that'd be a pretty interesting thing to hack, wouldn't it? Because you could look at whatever the fuck you want.
He's trying to look at Solar Warden.
Well, you could look for your own, rather than relying on them telling us what's out there. Well, I'll have a fucking little look myself. That'd probably be a really fun afternoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, they said security breach, so that's all we've really got to go on, I guess. So I've not really got much choice.
Yeah, I'll go with some kind of security breach. Something's happened that's maybe it has been hacked. I'll go with that. I think that the hacking thing is more likely. If it was a leak, you'd have people in protective suits going in and out.
That's
You'd
true.
say that.
Yeah. Maybe the sun. And look, if the sun is going to explode and destroy all the electrical stuff, well, we'll find out, won't we, in a few when it happens. But
Yeah,
until then, yeah, I think it's definitely interesting.
yeah, there's definitely something there. Or it's aliens.
I think it's the hell beasts.
Might go with hell beasts. So I'm going to go with aliens /
Science officer, Mike. Going with hell beasts.
What about if there's a Stargate underneath that facility and some of Saddam's scorpion dog things have come out of it?
Could be, and the FBI are having a gun battle
Yeah.
with them
Yeah,
in a telescope.
yeah. In an observatory. That's a fucking cool film, actually.
Now there's the end to an action movie.
Yeah. I think we have to check. Maybe they're not FBI. Maybe they're agents of Shield.
Could be. It's weird though, like you said though, the FBI. How do they decide whether it's the FBI or the CIA who deals with something?
FBI does. I think it's domestic stuff.
Yeah, if it's international.
Yeah, and if it's international, then it's the CIA, I think. But that's loosely it. The FBI do stuff abroad, but certainly it would be more of an advisory thing rather than running things. The CIA just go about and allegedly
So
topple governments.
You think
Not allegedly.
Oh yeah, there's only
They
for
do
allegedly
it.
there.
They
So-
do it.
So
A lot.
you'd think then, if it's the FBI, if it was interdimensional hell beasts, it might be the CIA. That might come under their jurisdiction.
Oh, the FBI would fight their corner for it though. But like I say, it might not. It could just.
Would it be FEMA?
Oh,
Hell beasts.
Hell beast might be FEMA.
Wouldn't it be the
But-
church division?
The chaplain.
Church force.
Yeah.
Church force. Church force.
What was It's basically his brother look Pat Robinson and sent him down there.
Oh, send Alex down there. I was fighting hell demons when I was 12 years old. God damn it.
Okay, Alex, in you go.
It's all an act. It's an act.
False
What? Sorry.
You watch his soul get devoured.
On the helmet cam of another guy gets taken out himself. Oh man.
Worth a try.
Send David Icke next. Now fucking listen to me, demon. You wanna fuck off.
I want to get that. Do you remember that Hungarian guy that used to stare at people and calm them?
Yeah.
I want him to get sent in to
We'll
try to
send-
calm the hell beast.
We'll send Tony Blair in and he'll do a deal with it and sell us out. We're enslaved by hell beasts for
Tony
eternity.
Blair, you're our new hell beast envoy. Get in there.
No, Tony!
I'd like to introduce
Signs
you
of my own assholes.
I'd like to introduce you
You'll be
new
pleased to know I've made an incredible deal. We're all going to have to make a small sacrifice, but I think you'll agree it was for the best. The greater good. To Satan.
And our new overlords. The hell
Now,
beasts.
everybody bend over. Not you, Cherie. Nobody wants to see that. Especially not our Dark Lord.
I quite like the rear end of Cherry.
Oh, you really are sick, aren't you, Satan? She starts singing the Beatles to the fucking... like she did to them African school kids. Will you still need me? Will you still...
Even I cannot take this.
Sorry, that was a hell of a tangent. Yeah, could be a security breach.
So, yeah, I'm going for aliens or security breach.
Hell beasts. Yeah, I'm open to it all, man.
Yeah.
We're taking a break.
Yes, let's take a break for a moment and then we'll get to the main cut and thrust of the of today's topic, the Amityville Horror. Back in a minute.
Excellent.
Okay, so we're back and we'll get to the main part today, which is the Amityville Horror Part 2, The Truth.
Ooh.
So last week we told the story, the DeFeo murders, and the events of the Lutz's time in the house, the 28 days that they lasted in the house.
Yeah. And all the weird things that went on.
All the weird things that went on, the pig that was looking big red eyes, the hoof prints in the snow, the upside down crucifix, the little miniature lion that attacked George Lutz, his wife Kathy, aging into a hag before his very eyes.
The plague of flies.
Plague of flies.
Green slime.
The priest who came in and was told to get out.
Did you hear about the green slime?
Green slime,
Yes.
yeah, coming from the door locks. And
Yeah, the black slime on the toilets.
oh, that's just.
Oh no, that was just I went in there before. Sorry about that. IBS. Very sensitive to poltergeist activity.
an abuse of priests.
Yeah, ooh, they go straight through me.
It was you telling the priest to get out, haven't it? Shit.
You fucking
Get out! That's a straining voice.
You give him fair warning.
And then the priest comes out and says, never go in that room. Never go in that room.
That explains all the flies.
You solved it.
Yeah. Well, there we go. Well, don't need to do the episode now, right?
To the pub.
So what's happening?
So, George Lutz, the owner of the house, with his wife Kathy, his business was failing.
Oh.
Obviously, though, because of the haunting, stress he was under.
Yeah.
And he hoped to find a bit of a silver line into that cloud
Right.
by calling up the popular publisher Prentice Hall. Wow, that was a lot of P's. Whoa. Now they were eager to con on to this because hey, The Exorcist's been out 2 years. It was massive.
Very
Everyone was
successful.
going nuts. This has got everything. We've got demons. We've got priests getting stigmata and being beaten up potentially. It's fucking. This is
True story.
It's a true story.
We could slap that on the poster.
Yeah. And surprisingly, Prentice Hall were very keen to capitalise on Lutz's experiences. Can you believe
You
that?
don't say.
You don't say. So the publisher engaged author Jay Anson to write the horror book, The Amityville Horror, which spawned 9 movies.
Fuck me.
9.
9 apparently, yeah.
I got up to 3, and then when the ghost was in a clock, I gave up.
Clock Ghost. Amityville Horror 3. Clock Ghost. Doesn't ring to
How will
us.
we ever escape from the clock ghost? Burn it, smash it,
Move
take
out
it
the
to
house.
pieces,
But the
chuck it in
clock
somebody
ghost
else's
controls
house.
time. So he just rewinds it back to when it was,
Oh man.
and you're back with the
So
clock
did
ghost
they kill
again.
the clock ghost?
They didn't.
Oh, so maybe it's not as shit as oh, it is shit. It's definitely shit.
I don't even know if that was a plot. I just made that up. I think I watched it when I was about like 11 or something. I used to love horror films when I was younger.
Okay, so did you? I saw in the documentary I watched today. I think he was a lawyer on the case. He's
Weber.
DeFeo, yeah, Weber. That's him. He had a meeting with the
Lutz family.
the Lutz family.
And several bottles of wine, did you get that?
Yeah, several bottles of wine were consumed, but he said on the documentary things like, I showed them photographs of, there's all the green ink everywhere from the chemical that the police have been using looking for fingerprints, and from that came, that could be green slime on the walls, and all these little details that were in the crime files were extrapolated.
Yeah.
They start with a grain of truth, but then taken to the fantastical, and their story. Because at first their story was quite tame, wasn't it? It was just like, like sort of low level, like psychic phenomena, like just feeling really shitty and being a bad presence. And
but then
the priest said.
But then there was the stuff like he watched his wife age in front of him, and he was attacked. Well, actually, the attack thing of the line, I'd imagine, was embellished.
The fly.
It's just a big cat that got in the house.
I've also seen the photograph now that you mentioned last week.
Yes, I've got an article about that.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm interested in it because I didn't bother to Google it to debunk it or anything. The photograph of the
demon
someone
boy
coming out of the room. It looks to me like they're wearing a plaid flannel shirt.
Yes.
And
yes.
And then it's just because the camera, he admits himself, it was just on a tripod, just taking pictures throughout the day as people came in and out of the rooms to document the day. And it's clearly gone off just at the instant, the microsecond that guy is emerging up out of the room, and it's just, we'll get to that.
That was the Warrens investigating
right,
that.
and they're mental, aren't
And I've
they?
got an article about the 10 times they were proved to be bullshit. We'll read out the best ones.
And she has a vested interest, because I heard her saying in the documentary, Miss Warren, that all of this is true, and some of the movies have been blown out of proportion and all that, but that original book, all that happened, and everyone that goes to that house is affected by it, because her livelihood sort of depends on everyone believing that tosh.
Yeah,
doesn't it?
Yeah.
So there's no way she's gonna.
No.
And my girlfriend Leona, God bless her, pointed out something very interesting and obvious. Because I heard this Miss Warren talking. They went to the house, didn't they?
Yeah.
After
Did
the
an
Lutzes had
investigation.
moved out, and they took with them a couple of quote psychics.
Yeah.
Who all said they felt things, and interestingly, the journalist said, "I'm the only person, I didn't feel anything. I'm just telling you my experience, but everybody else and the psychics said they did." My missus says, "Why the fuck didn't they take 3 psychics in there who didn't already know the story and see what they say?" Because everyone who went in there knew about the murders, knew what the Lutzes had been saying, so they're already why don't you take someone from the other side of the country who's got no fucking idea and ask them what feelings they get in there? Because anyone could do that, couldn't they? They were saying bullshit obvious things like, I get the feelings of a young man who has made a terrible mistake and changed. Yes, we all know that fucking druggy weirdo shot everyone!
Yes.
I know. They state the obvious or what?
You fucking loopy bitch!
There's they'll do an episode on psychics at some point, because there's so many tricks that they use, even as low as to that you read in the paper of the town they're about to visit. One psychic, I can't remember who it was an oldish woman, it was in the 70s, she used to be on TV, and she saw that a young man had died in a car accident. She invited his mother to the show, said that she had a message for her. She said, "Wear a red dress, a red jumper, so I can see you in the crowd." And then, and she did that, and then she basically just said she used it to score points on how accurate she was because she knew the story already.
Yeah.
And everyone else is going, whoa, look.
Yeah, look at that. And she's like, I've got a message for you. I'm happy in the afterlife. There you go, boom.
That's it. And
they're sick fools, man.
they dig up everything about that person, so they know everything.
But then there's cold reading, which I'll explain in greater detail when we do an episode on psychics. That's quite interesting. That's just really, like that's being effective like an evil Darren Brown.
Yeah.
You look at someone and you take in minute details, and then you can make vague assumptions about their life. And because every one of us is quite similar in some respects.
They say, you suffered a great loss recently. Well, everybody in their life suffers loss. Death is part of life.
Yeah.
It's so obvious, you know what I mean? It's like, was it an elderly relative? You know what I mean? It's like...
But even down to like, if their clothes are baggy, they say, you've had a big commitment recently, you've lost a lot of weight. Or you notice a white strip on their finger, or have you recently had a relationship troubles?
What they'll do is get 3 or 4 wrong, but they won't mention
like
it.
this though, isn't it?
As soon as you get the first one right, then they're like, look,
like
see, I knew I was onto it.
So you've got
I knew I
a
was speaking
sister.
to the spirits, and then...
So you've got a sister? No. Oh, it's a brother? No brother. A close friend? Yes. Yes. I knew someone close. Yes, a close friend.
Exactly.
It's fucking fun. Everyone's going, wow, that was good. There's so many fucking options, isn't there?
Yeah.
But in a way, I feel very sorry for the people who are into it. But I was just, before I forget, a suggestion, now that you've mentioned it, Ben.
Will we go into that?
Because I hate the cunts too. And I see adverts for them when I'm driving about, appearing at this pub, you know. 17th of July, what's his name? The Psychic's appearing, and it's fucking 30 odd quid a ticket, and you know he'll sell 200 or something, and everyone will go and have a night of it. We go to one of these fucking nights, we secretly record, and we fucking nail this cunt.
Yeah.
We get him to one side and we just lay it on the line. Strength in numbers, we don't have to be scared.
Yeah.
I'll have a lighter in one pocket and a can of Lynx in the other. So if he gets nasty, I'll just flamethrow his fucking face off. And we just fucking then admit,
Again,
mate,
it's gone very dark. All
you
of a
are the
sudden.
worst kind of sick. You are preying on people's fucking losses, right, and weaknesses, just to line your pockets and get an ego and feel like you're a performer and you've got a bit of fame. You fucking admit it. I will pull the trigger, admit it to the microphone, tell everyone you're fucking god.
I think this may end up in a hostage situation. We'll be lucky to make it out of there with the police.
I can imagine him hog-tied in Gaz's van in
a high-speed chase. Gaz's van that can do 120 on a good day.
and we're just thinking, this turned dark quickly. This took a wrong turn somewhere.
I was screaming at the side, why didn't you tell me the police were coming? You should have known.
How does his engine come down to your ends? Your balls in my hand.
This end just driving off the White Cliffs of Dover.
You didn't see this coming, did you, digger? Into the icy waves. So yeah, lads, are you up for going to see a psychic?
You know what? No.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'm game.
maybe it'll be a bonus episode or something.
But I'll tell you what, you two go,
Right.
and I'll make a fortune
selling
the story and the documentary about it.
It's going to be too violent for no one's going to show this.
Someone will pick it up, Netflix will pick it up, I guarantee you.
Oh man.
And I'm like executive producer, and like, I'll make sure your families are looked after. How's that?
Well, there you go. Then it's acceptable, socially acceptable. I understand why. I'm not defending it. I'm just saying you're allowed to have hashtag punch a Nazi. So why can't I start hashtag punch a psychic?
I don't see why not.
Exactly. You see one advertised somewhere, barge your way in and up onto the stage. Just fucking beat him or her.
I went to this pub in Dawley where I live, and for the football it was Liverpool in the semi-final game. I went to watch it because I had a night off, and they had literally no shit, a psychic night going on in the other end of the pub, and there was people doing tarot cards and all round the circle doing a Ouija board. And
Did you not go in there and ask them what the final score would be?
no, because they started too late in the game and Liverpool were already winning.
Well, you can,
They'd have an excuse.
final score. They'll have final score.
Well, there's
you can
loads
get
of
it down.
people that showed up and they were unexpectedly late. That's why they didn't know what the score was going to be.
Well, fuck psychics. I don't know how we got onto that.
No, I was because...
Oh yeah, because they fucking psychics
The
went
Warrens,
to
then
the
psychics,
Amityville house. So see, we were on.
Yeah,
we
sort
were
of.
on point.
So what's to gain here from this story? You got Ed and Lorraine Warren going in, famous demon hunters. You got psychics rocking up and saying they're all feeling the same stuff. There's a feeling of dread. Where do you stand to gain?
Didn't the first psychic that went, he didn't find anything, did he?
The ones who took the Warrens definitely did. That was the springboard.
They hired someone first, he didn't find anything.
Oh, that was the parapsychologist.
That's it.
Yes, he comes into this shortly again.
I liked him. He was in the documentary too. Because he laughed about the writer of the book being dead, didn't he?
Was that the Channel 4 documentary?
Yeah, I watched.
So you want to make it?
Yeah. She was the narrator. Yeah, I watched that one with the owner today.
Yeah, it's good on it. Yeah.
Very interesting. And I still maintain, slightly detour, I still maintain the most interesting part of this story is the initial murder spree. You know? Me, personally, that's a lot more interesting than this fucking story that comes afterwards of the demon possessions and all that. Because there's conspiracies and mysteries to the murder. You know, that's interesting enough to me.
But it would only make sense that such a mysterious, conspiracy-filled murder would have consequences in the afterlife, guys.
God. How about the people who live there now?
Oh, they're fine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No haunting there.
Yeah, they're fine.
They're fine. Yeah, I mean,
They probably make a fortune off letting tourists take pictures of it, don't they?
probably. I mean, there's been a lot of owners of it, but none of them have ever said anything about they were forced out by evil spirits. It's just had a lot of owners. Probably because they get fed up with people coming around to fucking ask for taking pictures of the house.
Well, what the psychics say, they've cleansed the house now, haven't they?
Oh, have they? Oh, right.
That's what they say, so...
Oh, how convenient.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with fucking Ronnie, Ronnie DeFeo, who's off his face on heroin and LSD most days.
So let me get
Nothing to do with him shooting his family and fucking his sister. Nothing to do with that at all.
No, let me get this straight, Mr. Psychic. You got rid of some invisible forces using your mind, and you want me to give you like 30 grand or something.
And some sage.
And you've written a receipt for it. And how do I know what? Well, I mean, we're in the wrong line of work.
Yeah, we are, quite simply, yeah.
I'm going to get rid of these invisible things with my brain. You just stand over there while I...
When are we going to start Demon Busters?
Demon Busters?
Yeah.
Super soakers filled with holy water, rocking up in Gaz's van.
I don't want to be a psychic, though. You are going to get slapped. What? Who would want to slap me? Won't last long, will it?
Let's have a really shit psychic on the team who's always wrong.
Well, that's all of us. We can't predict the future.
Let's get some hot nuns as well.
Why would be such a tease?
Oh yeah, good point.
Do you know what I mean?
Are you want to be like the type of nuns that wear latex, Mike, or the type of nuns that are just nuns?
Because the latex ones, I hate to break it to you, they
not
only
nuns.
exist on internet videos.
They're not nuns.
You don't get rubber nuns with like fucking dildos, face masks.
I was going to say, nuns are always up for it.
Are they? They're up for a bit of prayer and some gospel singing, and I don't know if they're up for being made airtight by 3 fucking podcasters. On a ghost hunt.
No, we're going to do it, we're going to move fast, not to draw it in until it get cold.
Bagsy, if we do make him, Bagsy not being on the bottom.
Oh, I'll go anywhere.
Excuse me, listener, my laugh sounds horrible because I'm full of AIDS phlegm.
So what does George Lutz stand to gain? He stands to gain financially upon the commerciality of the haunting based upon the DeFeo murders, and Webber, the defence lawyer, he gets a new defence for his client because he can say, this happened, it's the insanity plea thing, it's a new plea, it's a continuation of that, what he was given. Look at these people, they've had this demon haunting the house.
And he also made millions of dollars.
And he makes millions of dollars on the book.
The book, it was unheard of. They printed something like 20,000 copies on the first run, which is unheard of for it. But this guy was so, the publishers were so behind it because of the success of The Exorcist that this is a fucking no-brainer. It's got true story on the cover. And they were fucking right. It fucking flew off the shelves. That lawyer made millions.
Well, the author,
publishers, but the
author alone made something like...
they made $250,000, they did.
Yeah, I was going to say, they didn't make as much, the Lutzes,
well,
but it's still significant.
They didn't sign a contract. They didn't sign a contract. They made 300 grand, and they lost most of that, suing Webber, who countersued them, who countersued them, who countersued them. They've been doing it for years.
I'm so glad that they got nothing now.
The only winner was the author. He made the most money.
You know what I mean?
But he died, didn't he?
Yeah.
Maybe that was to see the effects of the house.
Oh, well, there's a fucking film in that. Get another squeeze another one out.
It didn't help that he was like 80 something.
Yeah, exactly.
We touched on the Warrens. They were the most notable success.
Oh, I can remember
publicised in the house, the haunting. Because this was all like the PR spin for the book, wasn't it?
I can remember a quote from the writer that they gave in the documentary. Was it? He said, I'm paraphrasing, but he said something like, "Look, man, when he was asked, is it true? How much of it is true?" He's like, "Look, I'm a writer. I write. All my aim was to write a book that's successful enough so that I can fuck off to the Bahamas and never have to write a book again."
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He didn't give a fuck about the truth or telling he wanted to write a fucking bestseller and make some money, and that's his fucking prerogative, and good on him. I haven't got a problem with anyone. Oh man. And I saw footage of that Lutz guy when he was quite an old man with grey hair, still sticking to the fucking story.
Oh, we saw his son last week as well.
Yes, we did. So they've got to save face though, if you think about it, haven't they?
Of course they have.
You couldn't you resell your story by telling?
Well, that's what the son's trying to do now. He's trying to resell it to get back into consciousness. Hey, maybe we'll get another film out of it. I can have some
Couldn't
money.
you
I could be an
resell
advisor on it.
Wouldn't it make sense to just turn around? Everyone will call you a cunt, but you could make a lot of money surely by telling the true story of the hoax. Actually come out now, Mr. Lutz, and say it was all a fucking hoax and this is how we did it.
I think that's fine, but remember he was very young. I think he was about 9 or 11 or something like that.
Is his dad alive still? Or
no, he's dead now.
Oh, they're both.
So, and he's had a shitty life. But remember, if you're of an impressionable age and your parents are telling you the tale, because they've got to make you believe it as well, because otherwise it doesn't sell, does it? Yeah. And they're telling what's going on, and they're maybe even to the point where they're doing shit in the house to fuck with your head.
Yeah.
That's indented in your brain. It's gonna fuck your life up. Push your ass for that guy. He's like a bit of a drifter in a way.
That's another good point that Leona made. It's good watching these things and getting a female point of view sometimes, because she pointed out, this wouldn't have crossed my mind. It said just in a sort of throwaway line in the documentary that they told the kids it was a family consultation before they moved into the house.
Yeah,
the children.
I
And Leona pointed out, like, why the fuck did they tell the children?
Yeah.
Like, that's a really fucked up thing to do to a kid. Like, oh yeah, some guy like slaughtered his family in here, but it's okay because they've washed it.
Yeah, and it's really cheap, and it's a massive house.
Yeah. And we're gonna make some money because you're gonna tell them you saw a floating pig.
Yeah.
Well, that's the neighbour's cat, isn't it? The neighbour thinks it's his cat that they called the pig because it's so fat.
I think it was a breed of cat that had red eyes.
Yeah. Well, it was Siamese, so it's bald with weird fucking pink eyes, and they just look weird. I hate the fucking things. Imagine if Chester was bald, you wouldn't like him as much. No. You wouldn't want to touch him. You'd be like, oh, fuck off, you weird.
Apparently, it tastes like it tastes.
I see a pussy and I lick it. I'm a science officer.
Oh, I was thinking bald pussy.
That sounds bad. Now, grown women shave. They all shave their pussies.
I just wondered why Chester had a bald patch on his back.
Friction. So, what were you trying to say, Mike?
What was I trying to say? Oh yeah, it feels like. I forgot what it feels like now. Oh, suede.
Oh, ew, I don't want to touch that.
Yeah, I know.
I don't want a suede cat.
It feels like suede.
Nothing wrong with a normal fucking
Because they're not hairless, they've got tiny little hairs you can just like feel.
Oh no, I wouldn't like that. They just look horrible anyway, I don't want one.
Yeah,
they cost fucking thousands of pounds as well. Ew. Nothing wrong with a good old fashioned moggy. That's the thing, like they say with dogs, innit? You get one of them pedigrees and it has loads of health problems and dies young. You have something like what my parents have got, some fucking nondescript mongrel. We know he's definitely a terrier's his main thing, a Jack Russell type terrier thing, but fuck knows what else is in him. Yeah, he will fucking illness won't, he'll fucking eat other dogs' shit for the rest of his life and he'll never get fucking ill. So it's the way. Yeah, dogs and cats.
I'd never own a cat.
I think we've been through this. You're a dog man, but cats are cool because if anything, you want more from you. Like, I wish you liked me a bit more.
I don't know. My cat can get needy, especially in the winter.
When you want
bloody hell,
constant attention. Yeah, I suppose some are different. We had a cat who just didn't like being fucked with. He lived till 20 odd though. I think 23 made it to.
Fuck me, that's old for a cat.
Isn't it? And he got run over twice.
Wow.
He was a fucking legend.
He was a hard bastard.
Yeah, that's a bit of a tangent.
Shall we have a look at some of the Ghost Boy rebuttal? I read the article on that.
Okay, who's Ghost Boy the son?
No, the creepy photo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Is that his nickname now? Ghost Boy.
Ghost Boy. Yeah. He's the Amityville Ghost Boy.
Uh,
So the picture, which appears to be of a small boy with glasses or a man kneeling on the floor with glowing eyes, has been called everything from one of the dead DeFeo children to a demon. It first turned up in a collection of photos George Lutz had from an investigation of the haunting in 1976, led by infamous demonologists Ed and Lorraine Warren. Oh, the Warrens. Despite the tale of the unsettling discovery of the photo and the photo itself, some people on the Amityville Truth Board believe it could simply be the picture of one of the investigators working with the Warrens that night, Paul Bartz. The theory states that Paul Bartz bears a resemblance to the Ghost Boy and is wearing a similar shirt. Meanwhile, the ghostly glow that radiates in the eyes would just be used in the infrared film. The photo has been called some of the best ghost evidence ever. The boy is commonly thought to represent the youngest DeFeo family member who was murdered in the house, in his plaid shirt. He's clearly wearing a plaid shirt though. But it is instead Paul Bartz. The shirt seems to resemble his.
Do we have a picture of Paul? Oh yeah, look there.
There he is.
I said it was a plaid shirt.
Quite a baby-faced guy.
His hair swept across his face.
Just kneeling up. It's caught him in that sort of instance.
Yeah, that's him, isn't it? I think. Definitely more likely than it being a fucking ghost and murdered
I'd
children.
say so.
Why hasn't he got a big hole in his fucking head from the gun blast?
Oh, it's in the back, innit?
See, I don't know the rules on ghosts, because some of the films I've seen, they look like how they did when they died, and then sometimes they look how they did, they're in perfect condition.
Yeah.
I don't know the rules. Would it have half his head hanging off? I don't know.
No, well, Bart won't deny it.
He what?
He will not deny it that he wasn't that guy. It's pretty much, he won't deny it, but it's pretty much him, isn't it? It's more than
if he's not denying it, then it's not him, is it?
The thing is, because of the amount of publicity it's had, I imagine the Warrens would have gave him a few quid and said, just keep your mouth shut, eh?
Yeah.
Great, that's called being called the best. I mean, how much money did that make the Warrens?
Well, who knows? But I know what you mean. Even if they didn't make money from it directly, it's their best piece of it. It's the ace in their deck, isn't it?
It's basically, they are, at the end of the day, business people who sell that product, aren't they?
Yeah.
And if you get that, and all the cases they worked on, and we'll read a few of them later, because they've been made into films or they're quite well known, they've all been sort of very commercially successful as well, haven't they? Which puts more money into their pockets.
And I'm no photography expert, but I've seen that happen in loads of photos where the eyeballs reflect back, and
especially infrared camera.
and your dog looks like a demon because his eyeballs have gone green, happens all the time. I'm not sure of the science behind it. I know there's a reason somewhere. And in times in my life where I may or may not allegedly have been on some sort of substance that makes the pupils of my eyes very massive, something prescribed by a drug dealer. I've taken photos of myself.
Gives you demon eyes.
And had someone take a photo, and your eyes look reflected back like this guy was on ecstasy.
Demon eyes.
Demon eyes.
One look at you and my soul dies.
So this guy was on ecstasy.
I don't know what's worse, my lyrics or the singing.
That's all good. We're basically just doing what Weird Al does. And he who is tired of Weird Al is tired of life.
It's like Samuel Pepys.
Who said that?
Samuel Pepys.
The original quote was Samuel Pepys.
Homer Simpson.
Yeah.
That's what Homer said.
Don't ever watch UHF.
Oh, is it crap? I love Weird Al.
Yeah, it basically destroyed a whole TV company. It flopped that badly.
Wow.
Went out of business not long after.
He's still great though.
Let's get into the Warrens a little bit. I'll give you some of the best, more famous ones from the article. Next article, Mike, please. Annabelle. You heard of Annabelle?
I heard of it. I've never seen it.
The Haunted Doll. I believe it's a film. Never seen it.
Yeah, I think that's Chucky, isn't it?
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh, is this where the idea for Chucky came from?
No, this is after, isn't it?
Yeah, it is after. But the film came after the Annabelle doll. Wouldn't surprise you. Got the Chucky franchise of inspiration from this.
I could have done.
Usually, one of the biggest issues in any case associated with the Warrens is the scant information concerning the hauntings outside what is provided by the Warrens, meaning that we're supposed to accept whatever facts presented to us by the couple based on their word alone. And this is pretty much the case in every single one of their fucking cases.
Oh, they wouldn't lie, would they?
So I don't think we'll go into every case because this is potentially an episode, but I'll read you as well-known cases out. The cases. And the Perron family case.
What was that about?
That was from the film The Conjuring.
I think I've seen that.
Oh, the film The Haunting in Connecticut was based on the Sendecker family haunting.
Right. And what happens there?
According to Lorraine, the real story of a haunting in Connecticut involved the Sendecker family who purchased a home for the knockdown price and a convenient location at the hospital where their son was receiving treatment for cancer. Of course, it turns out the home's affection was too good to be true, as it was formerly a funeral home where the morticians were rumoured to have been caught in acts of necrophilia. This naturally meant the place was haunted and the family began to experience the usual strange sounds, demonic entities, possessions and whatnot.
Oh, ghosts being buggered for eternity.
Oh man, ghost raping away.
Well, ghost on ghost rape is a problem for the ghosts. And we don't have to worry about it.
We have to pick up the pieces, David, that's left behind.
We try and pick up the pieces, Mike, it just falls through our fingers.
Yes, it's just slime.
Translucent slime.
Oh, he slimed me.
Ghost come.
No, do a DNA on that.
Ectoplasm.
What we do is we just get that bird, Amethyst Realm, who's looking for a ghost baby down there, and we'll just let her decide who's who.
Yeah, she'd
So,
have a field day in there.
yeah.
wouldn't she? The ghost bukkake.
The Devil Made Me Do It case, that's the spawn the book The Devil in Connecticut. I think that's been a film as well.
The devil went down to Connecticut.
Doesn't have the same ring, does it?
No. The Enfield Poltergeist, you must have heard of that one.
Yeah. I remember that one.
Yeah. That was,
Enfield, that's London.
It is? Yeah, it is. That's a famous one. We'll come to that in its own detail.
So
at
these
some point.
fucking Warrens are international jet setters. They
Pretty
could travel to London to investigate.
Yeah.
Back then, when plane tickets were expensive as fuck.
Yeah. And there's the Smurl haunting, which was turned into the book The Haunted. One Family's Nightmare of the Harrowing True Story of Demonic Attack and Intimidation by Robert Curran.
You could just fucking slap true story on the front of anything.
Yeah.
I think they even said that in the documentary, that you could put true story on the cover and put whatever the fuck you want inside that, and there's no legal. You're not legally obligated to prove that what you've said is a true story, as long as no real people have been slandered or whatever. Fuck, we could do this. Do people still fall for this shit? People are into their psychics and that, aren't
They
they?
love that shit. We could be psychic. We get Mike to be a psychic.
Well, we've already got the title. I was molested by the ghost of Winston Churchill.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, so if you're the guy who's been allegedly molested by Churchill,
Yeah.
the dog or the man.
I've got this title. Oh, yes. I was raped by Churchill. Brackets. Well, his ghost.
Maybe something a bit more catchy.
Okay.
But Mike can then be the psychic who drives
Churchill's finger. Churchill's ghostly finger. Sorry. Back to the Warrens.
Werewolf demons.
Werewolf demon.
Yeah.
Well, you're just putting two things together now.
I know. The true accounts of the demonologist featured in the film The Conjuring, Ed and Lorraine Warren, Werewolf. That was a book. There's a few more quid for him in the bank.
Yeah.
The Union Cemetery White Lady video, that's quite a famous
I don't know.
famous ghost sighting. But again, of course, it all is their word for it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and Wikipedia.
And Wikipedia. So yeah, those are some of the highlights.
They're fucking
fraudsters.
charlatans.
They're fucking fraudsters.
Good on them though. They've earned a living.
Oh fuck yeah.
Made a fortune probably. Probably passed on an empire to their. Are they still alive? The Warrens?
She is, he isn't.
Well.
It's weird because she was a psychic and he was a Christian sort of evangelical type guy, and you thought that that would be witchcraft, wouldn't it? Her being psychic, talking to the dead.
Yeah, you're not meant to be doing that, are you?
No.
Yeah, but as with all Christians, he's a fucking massive, massive hypocrite.
Oh, that's it.
Well, not just Christian, most religious people, to be honest. Views are views when they suit you, aren't they? Rules are rules when they suit you.
Yeah.
Look at the Jewish people that basically, it's a certain type of Judaism where, like, they basically spend Sundays tricking God, because you're not supposed to, like, touch.
Oh, Friday's the Sabbath, yeah.
Like, there's a day where you're not supposed to touch electronic equipment, but you have someone switch the TV on for you and things like that, and it's all like, finding ways
Put on a
around
timer,
it,
yeah.
and gaming, like, you're gaming God. Like, do you know what I mean? What sort of, how, do you really think God's looking down at you going like, oh, you're a bloody good follower, you are, like,
yeah.
I'm sure what you're doing, you're bending the rules, it's gamesmanship of fucking religion. You can't do gamesmanship on religion, surely it's all in or all out.
Yeah, it's like they can't dial a phone either, so obviously nowadays you
Yeah,
just
but
go,
you just get the maid
you
to
just say, no,
fucking
you just
dial
go,
it.
hey Siri, dial
There you go.
call for so-and-so for me. You're not doing anything, you just sat there.
But anyway.
Yeah. Hey Siri came on!
You shitting me, you don't have Siri in this room, do you?
I wasn't aware that if I said, hey Siri, that is a feature, I wasn't aware I had it on.
They've been recording us.
You can't have that on when we have these types of fucking discussions, Ben. We're all on every kind of list there is to be on. We're on all the fucking lists.
I didn't know she was going to come on if I said the name.
Of course she does, that's how it works.
She's
Hey,
still
Siri.
going! She's still fucking going!
She's listening. Switch it off, it's Skynet.
Do you work for the CIA?
Well, Siri, do you work for the CIA?
Well, yeah, Siri made an appearance on the show, guys. Siri freaks me the fuck out. I don't even like using the talk function on Google because I heard that every voice search ever done is stored and recorded. They say to use the data in voice recognition and like to basically make better technology that's going to help us. But I think secretly you're building humans.
Yeah. We've got a government that records everything that we say and do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Pretty
it's
much.
worse than the fucking
It's the
Stasi, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
And they were pretty inventive back in East Germany.
Yeah. And now we're a government that's worse than that. Yet we put up with it without even a whimper.
Yeah. All them security cameras about.
Yeah,
Our
but I
digital
can download a
footprint.
song in like 12 seconds. Everything's
Yeah.
fucking sweet, bro.
Spotify can play any song I want to hear.
Yeah.
It's great, isn't it?
I don't even have to type it in now. I can just go
Mm.
play Agadoo by Black Lace.
But we.
I
I
turned
was
it off.
hoping your Ben with your Ben's phone
I
was
turned
suddenly
it.
kicking.
I didn't imagine.
That's what we trade off to live in the most surveilled state in history. Britain is actually the worst now.
Yeah,
I love sharing memes on the old Facebook. People press like and I get a little dopamine burst.
Oh man, it's so
Oh.
perfect, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm the perfect
But then they're going to purge you. Then they're going to come into your house at night with a black hood.
Yeah.
Take you.
Slap it over the head into a government testing
Say you're a
facility.
terrorist and that's it. No
because
trial.
I'm not
Military detention for life.
Yeah.
I'm towing the company line, the corporate line. You don't see me posting any Jeremy Corbyn posts or anything like that. You know, I don't end up on the list. I'd say you're more likely to get in trouble for posting anything remotely conservative these days. You'll be on a list very quick. And have you seen a little feature on Facebook that comes up? There's a little note at the top that encourages you to like positive comments.
I haven't seen that.
Please discourage negative or nasty. I can't remember the exact wording, but I was like, what? Okay, I get where you're coming from, but another way this is just controlling speech, because if you say anything contradictory, it's going to be deemed not positive and not nice, and they're encouraging everyone else to put the angry face or whatever and vote you down. So it's sort of like, well, fuck you, like, I'm supposed to be able to say what I want as long as it's within your... Why do we all have to blow smoke up each other's arses? We have to now. I have to find everything utterly charming. Oh, I'm a three-legged transgender pig man, and you have to respect it. Do I?
Well, you claim people have to respect you being a transformer.
How fucking dare you? That's the thing, but nobody will they? But I'm supposed to fucking respect transgender, identify as a pig man with his 3 legs and sit on the fucking tube next to him and pretend I'm not freaked out by it.
Well, no, because he's clearly a lunatic, isn't he?
No, but I'm not allowed to say
He's
that.
turned himself into a pig man with 3 legs. He's clearly fucking mentally unwell.
Okay, I'm being ridiculous, but you get my point.
You're not a transformer. He's not a pig man.
I am a transformer.
Transformer.
You wouldn't say that. Alright, if I was standing here saying I identify as a woman, you wouldn't just say,
Menstruate.
grow a fanny. Yeah,
Menstruate then.
Get pregnant, go on. No, you have to legally respect my non-binary identity and say, alright guys, you are a woman. But yet, I say I'm a transformer, which I do believe.
But you can't transform. That's kind of the point.
That's not, no, you're just not getting my point. Legally speaking.
Leave Lord Megatron alone.
Yes.
Hold on. You joined his cult.
All hail Megatron.
Hey Mike, there's no extensive course of Jedi learning in my cult. You could be an acolyte.
If you don't fucking toe the line, Ben, you're going to find yourself down an energon mine. Fucking filling energon cubes for the rest of
I'm
your
not going to
days.
transform into a fucking car, am I?
No, you'll just mine my energon, which
But what- even if I
which
did-
is lager. From the
Lager
shop.
mines.
Yeah, the lager
I'm
mines.
just going to go in the shop and get you some cans and everything.
The lager mines of Aldi. Yeah, I'm sending you down there.
Do I get paid?
No, you're my slave. I'm Lord
Do I
Megatron.
get fed?
Yeah.
House up, roof over my head. All I've got to do is walk down the shop. You've got to keep me healthy. I've got to walk down the shop.
Is it like a dog house count as a
No.
shelter?
No.
It's a big one.
So I can get ill. So yeah, you need me to be fit to go to the shop.
You're never going to make it as a Decepticon. You're already fucking trying to make excuses for everything. So you're basically Starscream. You're going to be the bane of my existence.
Just scream now, Lord Megatron!
Yes, Science Officer Mike, you are correct. We will crush the traitor. See, respect me, respect my identity and my sexual orientation, which is Transformer.
What, so you want to have sex with Transformer?
With other people who identify as Transformers. I haven't spoke to the owner about this yet.
I mean, you know what?
Look, it's dodgy ground, but seriously, if I suddenly say I'm non-binary and I do not identify as male, you have to fucking go with that and you have to respect it. That's the society we live in now. So I'm just saying it's not fair for me to then say, well, I identify as a Transformer. I'm not making a mockery of someone, what they go through. I am kind of. Someone just saying, oh,
allegedly.
I feel like a girl now. I've always been a girl.
Yeah, but there's a difference.
Your cock says different. But
there's a slight difference between you wanting to be a fictional character.
And they're not fictional. I can identify as whatever I want, and that is the world we live in.
They don't exist. There's no such thing as a living Transformer.
I'm in with the non-binary people
Right.
and the LBGT community.
Well, alright
but
then.
now it's LBGT community because it's lesbian, gay, transsexual, and transformer community.
Oh, you know what? You get it on there and I'll believe whatever the fuck you want.
Let me in. Respect me. Anyway, back to the actual subject.
Go
Sorry,
fist break.
listener. Yeah, probably a good point. We'll get on with it when we come back, listener, I promise.
Okay, and we're back and we promise we're going to get through it. Stephen Kaplan. You remember his name, the parapsychologist?
Yeah.
The Lutzes called him in during their brief stay.
That's all I mentioned, wasn't it?
Per the marketing plan.
Earlier.
He became concerned that the Lutz story, which he considered bogus in the first place, would give paranormal research a bad name. And also his name stuck to it, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
So he wrote his own book, The Amityville Horror Conspiracy, in which he laid out more than 100 factual inaccuracies. Now I'm going to read you the best ones.
Okay.
The theory that the Shinnecock Indians, that was their dumping ground for the mentally ill and bad people. Yeah, they never lived anywhere near that. They were the nearest Shinnecock community was 70 miles away.
So there was no chief buried underneath?
No. Shiny cock.
Well, even if there was a fucking chief buried there, it doesn't mean his fucking spirit is still roaming our world.
Well, I read one of the things some Indian chiefs said, that there's chief of the tribe now, and he's like, we wouldn't do anything like that, it's just not us.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
And I think that implies the haunting as well. If you were getting haunted by a Native American ghost, he'd be very polite and respectful.
Yeah.
I would skin your cat and use its bladder as a tobacco pouch.
Well, it's a valid use, I suppose, in his world.
Well, they don't waste a single part of
That's it. Very efficient.
Yes.
So, then you remember the Father Pecorano, the priest who was shouted at and attacked?
Peckerhead, I remember him.
And had stigmata. Yeah, he never went to the house.
No.
He had a phone call. Yeah, he signed an affidavit to that effect that he just spoke to him on the phone. He never went to the house. That was made up. So Anson created a new priest for the book. No doors or hinges were found to have been ripped off. All the hardware was still intact.
Could they fix that up?
No, 'cause I think you'd notice if doors and hinges had been pulled out, as they were saying, and cupboard doors were ripping off. They could have been replaced, but I suppose if it's the original, isn't it? You'd notice.
Possibly.
And I remember he's saying this, he went there during that 28 days and they're saying that, oh my god, the doors and hinges have been ripped off. And he's looking at it going, well, have they?
Yeah.
And if you have, you've got them up back up quick. There were no police calls or visits and no disturbances reported by the neighbours, whereas they said they were calling the police out in their story. It's in the film as well. Do you remember the pig, the cloven hoof prints in the snow that they all thought was evidence of the pig?
Yeah.
Jody.
The flying red-eyed pig.
That's the one. There was no snow when this happened.
Okay.
However, Anson's book created evidence where there wasn't any, is what Kaplan says, and everything that was falsifiable was falsified. And as you said, Kaplan, who wrote the book, he doesn't care. He just got given a load of stuff to put into a story.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know? That's fine.
And a good storyteller, their job is to weave it all together and make it believable.
He doesn't care if this is true or not. They've called him in and said, here's what these guys said happened, write all that into a book, and he's going, yeah, okay, I'll make millions.
You don't think that he's going to take artistic licences at
course he
certain
isn't.
points?
What they do with the cover of that book is up to them. He's not the one saying, based on a true story on the cover, is he? That's the publisher.
It is based on a true story. That means nothing. Be based on a true story, but completely changed.
Okay, let's say you out of the blue slap me now, and then I write a story about Mike built his own robotic arm, right, which he used to murder me with. I could still say it's based on a true story, inspired by true events.
Yeah.
There's no legal.
No.
No, of course there isn't.
You're not legally entitled to then prove that it is. You can say what you want.
Well, surprising.
At the end of all films, they always say any resemblance to any living persons is purely accidental and coincidental. This is a fictitious work.
Well, if it is based, if a real person appears in a movie, they've signed off on that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they
change the name,
approved
don't they?
Well, sometimes let's say you're portraying a real world person in a movie and that person's still alive.
Yeah,
That person will
Goodfellas,
have,
for example.
but that
Goodfellas
person will have
based
had
on
to
it.
say.
They usually come on as part of the production team, don't they?
Yeah, I'm
And
sure that person.
an advisory role. As well.
Henry Hill's a real person.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was on Goodfellas as an advisor. I'm pretty sure that. I did this now. That's how he spoke. That's how you get that.
Yeah, but I'm
Rich
sure that the
reality,
film
isn't
isn't like deadly to detail.
Oh no, of course it isn't. I mean, apparently they did genuinely tip the guy head first into the lion pen. He'd hold him there. Apparently that he was shocked. The guy was, because he went there in Florida to do that, and he was really shocked more than anything that they did that in New York.
Oh right.
You know, no one down south in the mob would have ever done it. Apparently,
The mob. So
great film though.
Oh brilliant.
So yeah, that's pretty much, we've gone through. The book sold 6 million copies, and the only real winner was Jay Hansen, who he made the most money out of it. The Lutzes didn't have a contract.
And they lost all their money, you said.
Yeah, they lost all their money. Then suing Weber
I love that.
over
Poetic
royalties.
justice, really, for them, isn't it?
Charles.
Their greed just destroyed him in the end.
Yeah.
They ended up splitting up, and they got nothing.
Yeah, they ended up splitting up. All their kids are messed up. Well, the one is anyway.
I mean, I don't like to see kids messed up and everything, but not that big, but a bit of sharding for you.
Oh yeah. But so it's basically it ruined that house. 2 families' lives are ruined. One through tragedy and one through sheer greed.
And it ruined Christmas forever.
yeah, I still think. So are we wrapping up?
Yeah, we'll wrap this up. I mean, that's the.
I think the entire poltergeist haunting scare part involving why the fuck I can't remember that family's name for God's
DeFeo.
No, not DeFeo.
The Lutz.
The Lutz. The Lutz family. That to me is all utter horse shit.
That's
And
the
it's
thing.
obvious. The DeFeo bit. That's what interests me. There's something weird there. Did his sister? In the documentary I saw, it suggested his sister may have killed the children, and then he didn't really want the children to have been shot. He wanted the parents shot, and then shot the sister in anger. So she helped him do it, then he shot her.
Yeah, or there was a third shooter.
Well, it could have been a third, it could have been several. He was so fucked up on drugs. I still maintain it's weird that he takes a bunch of drugs and watches a war film, and then he's in a bit of a daze, and a black figure comes over to him and hands him a fucking rifle. I mean, that to me stinks of MK Ultra kind of, just testing.
Yeah,
can we
because the
do this
policeman
Manchurian?
that was looking at the house,
The DAA agent, yeah.
he saw a hooded figure with a
But
rifle.
the only way we know he
saw a hooded
exists, though,
figure. Yeah, definitely saw a hooded figure. I don't think hold.
But the only
he
way-
did hold the rifle. He did nothing because he would have blown his cover. That's right.
Unless he's lying. Of
Unless
course.
he's-
yeah, I was going to say, the only reason we know
Unless
that
that's an
agent
invention.
was there, we haven't heard anything from that agent. It's a reporter claiming to have been told by an agent
Oh, was
that he
it?
observed this.
Yeah, although I think there was a guy on stakeout because the DeFeo family was only one generation out of the mob, and they did suspect that Ronnie Senior was up to some possibly slightly dodgy deals, but he was only there to watch.
Well,
Whether or not he saw the hooded figure or not, I don't think we'll ever know if that's been added on over the years or is. But the point is, he says he didn't do anything because it would have blown his cover and the investigation.
yeah, Mr. DeFeo, I don't think he acted alone. I think all the Satan ghostly stuff is complete horseshit. I think the more interesting story is what happened at the shooting, and that's really all I've got on it, to be honest.
Weird news.
Well, I was going to say
Good story,
that,
though.
remember that every single account of what happened in that house, there's no other witnesses to apart from the Lutz family. There's nobody else. Now, you can take their word for it, and you can take the Warrens, and they're clearly in it to make a quick buck. Or you can just go, you know what? Maybe you guys were lying and you tried to make some money because your business was failing.
It's quite obvious.
And it's quite admirable in a way. Doesn't want to lose the house, you know. Family go into poverty. Don't want that. Make a quick buck saying that the house is haunted. It's got that previous history.
Well,
but I do like the murder. I don't like the murder. I do like as a crime story. I think it's great, and I like that I like that it spawned this haunting. Even though I know it's bullshit, I like that it spawned. It's an interesting story. Sadly, things like that don't happen in real life to regular people like you and me.
Well,
because then we'd know for certain it was fucking true, wouldn't we? But it only ever happens to these people who seem to want to sell their story about it.
Wait till you read in a national newspaper my story about me and Winston. So yeah, I concur. What you got, Mike?
Yeah, I'm with you guys, man.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Mike's off the fence.
Yeah. My just for the record as well, my missus said exactly the same thing. So
yeah, made 2 decent films. Maybe.
Yeah. Well, it's in the first one. I don't think I'm involved with any of the rest. I mean,
Well, the first of the remake was alright.
never watched
it's
any of
at the end of the day, it's a fucking haunted house. There's only ways you can tell that tale.
Right,
Not 9 times. Weird
Don't
news.
watch number 3 because it's a haunted clock and it's shit.
Let's do some weird
Let's
news.
finish up with some weird news and full Alex.
Let's get the boys' views on this week's weird news.
So, oh god. Interview with Princess Diana's lonely spirit 21 years after her death has been released. He claims to have summoned the ghost of the princess earlier this month. Oh, let's see what Diana's got to say about the state of the world. Where's this from? Oh, the Mirror. I'm surprised usually it's the fucking Guardian of the Mail. Wanking themselves into a frenzy. Sorry, the Express. Sorry, Guardian. No, a man claiming to be a psychic who has contacted the lonely, in quotes, ghost of Princess Diana. He thought she wouldn't be lonely, she would be with Dodie. Has released a full transcript of the interview, in quotes, whoa, prior to the 20th anniversary of her death. See our Diana episode.
Well, he was a Muslim, so he couldn't have gone to heaven, could he?
Well, you're assuming then that Islam isn't the true faith and Christianity is, aren't you?
Or he's gone to wherever Muslims go.
Yeah, well, I don't know, whatever. It's all bullshit. Allegedly. This guy's name is Ryo Okawa. I presume he's from Japan. Yes, he is. He's a renowned spiritual leader and founded the Happy Science Movement, dedicated to bringing greater happiness to humankind.
That's why you have a wank while looking for a microscope. Happy science!
Oh, look at that bacteria.
Just don't put it in a test tube, then throw it at a woman in the car park.
Look at that bacteria wriggles under the microscope. Shake your booty, baby.
Shake what your mama gave you.
Woo! Well, yeah. He claims to have spoken with Diana's spirit earlier this month in a Japanese lecture hall and has published the conversation, in quotes, in a book entitled Spiritual Interview with Princess Diana, which is being sold on Amazon. Also being sold on Amazon, Gaz's comic books.
Hey, thank you.
Intergalactic fascists.
Thank you very much.
£2.50.
I actually have some exclusive audio of the interview. Hello, Princess Diana. How is your face? My face is absolutely fucked, dear chap. Bits of it are still in Paris. How's Willie? Sorry, I'm going to start with that. I'm going to do more Japanese voices.
The book is certainly one of the more strange tributes to Diana, as she's remembered 20 years on. So let's scroll down. Okay, then I'll read you what it says.
What did she quote?
He says, "Are you Princess Diana?" Okawa asks. Yes, contained the response. Has Diana ever said in an interview? I have no idea. You guys watch more of it than me while masturbating. Diana then goes on to say she was invited by the International Division of Happy Science to speak to Okawara and his fellow psychics. What follows is a bizarre set of questions and answers which Okawa claims were given by the princess herself. They even refer to Kate Middleton with Diana quoted as saying, Catherine is very kind to me. I feel like that.
Sorry. Kate Middleton has got a lovely ass. Sorry, carry on.
Let's just try the better one.
Oh yeah, that's who I'm thinking of. That's the one that was in all the papers, isn't it?
Pippa.
Pippa.
My, that was a summer. An extra day off of Pippa Middleton's
Think
arse on
about it,
telly.
it's really pervy, isn't it? On all the front pages of these tabloids, all about about her arse.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It is. It's really seedy, isn't it? Think about it.
Fucking love it, mate. Yeah. So, did she say anything of significance in this interview?
He was asked if she can forgive her husband, Prince Charles. The spirit reportedly says, no, definitely, no. I don't hate him, but I believe that he's a devil. And then there's some bizarre extracts from the book, reference to Kate Middleton, William and Harry, and Diana's former husband, Prince Charles. Basically, this guy's a fucking lunatic. Okawa says, you actually died in a car accident in Paris 20 years ago. Diana says, car accident? Oh, so she doesn't know she's dead, presumably.
Alright.
Okara, yes, do you remember the situation? If you remember, could you tell us about the accident? Diana says, car accident? There was a car accident. I was carried on to the hospital. After that, I was sleeping, but still living. So she's still alive or fucking what? Oh, this guy's just bullshit. Sorry, someone else read this. It's fucking, I can't
On
even
the
read.
Queen and Royal Family,
We don't-
what do you think about Queen Elizabeth? Which one? The mother of Princess Charles? Ah, Elizabeth. Maybe a great mother, but she is the last one, the last light of England. Don't you hope that your child, Prince William, becomes the King of the UK? I'm afraid that England will experience another revolution. Oh, right.
Oh, interesting.
So I cannot imagine the royal family will continue forever. My tragedy, it's a turning point, I think so. There's no truth, there's no love, there's no loyalty, there's no obligation to subjects, so I feel a little different. That's the reason I prefer Islam.
Okay, alright, fair enough. Well, whatever floats your boat, die.
Controversial?
Oh, the Daily Mail's just going nuts now.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
Oh, I don't know. He's just talking out of his fucking
Yes, he fucking is.
It's not even. Oh, terrible. Come on, what else we got?
Fuck her.
I bet it's a bestseller.
Well. Yeah, come on, next, man.
Yeah.
Come on. Oh, this guy's just a fucking charlatan again.
Girl retches and gags trying canned fish so smelly, experts advise opening underwater. The surströmming challenge involves eating near rotten herring. It's one of the world's smelliest foods and it's not easy.
Has anyone ever heard of this?
No, because I don't attempt
I've
stupid
heard of
challenges
this.
that people online try and tell me to do.
I haven't heard this video, but I've heard of this type of fish. Isn't
Yeah.
this a Scandinavian thing or
Yeah.
something?
Yeah.
And it's rotting fish, basically.
Oh.
And it absolutely stinks, and there's a craze going on the internet. You gotta film yourself opening it.
Oh,
And
God.
create another internet craze, that's what we need.
Do you want a quick look at the video?
Okay.
Go on then.
It's too small.
This is a double-sized can. I have absolutely no idea how much of this they expect me to eat.
Then what is it going to us? This is what we're waiting on us. Just go sit there for us.
She hasn't even opened it yet.
Is she drunk?
Probably.
No, because they're not retching.
Basically, it's 2.5 minutes of that.
Alright, well, I don't want to see that for 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, I'm used to seeing that one. That's what women do when they see me naked normally.
Oh, man!
That's not true.
Well, it's only 2.5 minutes. Though. Is that for 2.5 minutes as well? Or?
Yeah, normally. That's what it takes me.
Well, basically, she's an idiot. And I think she was drunk at the start.
Well, I certainly wouldn't even fucking attempt. I have quite a weak stomach for.
Well, I just
smells
don't.
and
No,
things.
I just don't want to eat rotting fish because someone on the
It's
internet
obviously
has.
not. Well, obviously, where's it from? Sweden? Or
Yeah.
obviously, it's okay for you, or they wouldn't eat it, or maybe they're used to it. Fuck no, I just don't need to attempt it.
Surströmming or Swedish sour herring is stored for months, marinating in its own bacteria, and so smelly that locals advise opening a can underwater.
Well,
Why
It's
do
a
they like
delicacy.
it then?
It's a delicacy, apparently. But yeah, it's rotten fish, basically.
yeah.
Oh,
It's not for me.
oh, no.
And more fool her.
Did she make it through? Hang on, scroll down. It says she accepted the challenge of eating the whole can. She manages to make
She
it
does.
halfway through the can before being physically sick, but still persists until everything is finished.
Oh, she had the whole lot.
She fucking did it. She actually does things like this all the time, as she is a member of Devonshire Idiot and Co., a group of 3 people who regularly attempt bizarre and grueling food challenges. Their slogan, they say, is eating things so you don't have to.
Well, I like the slogan.
Fair enough. Good on them.
Alright, what we got next? Oh, a new theory on time indicates present and future simultaneously exist.
Yep.
Oh, who's reading that one?
Present. I think our science officer Mike should
Alright,
take
go
this.
for it.
Yeah.
According to a new controversial theory, everything around us is intricately planned, and each and everyone's destiny has already been decided.
I hate that.
No fate but what we make.
I hate it already.
The new theory suggests that time does not pass and that everything is ever present. In fact, time is not linear, as we have been thinking all along, and everything around us is ever present. The research indicates that time should be regarded as a dimension of space-time, as relativity theory holds, so it does not pass by us in some way, because space-time doesn't. Instead, time is part of the uniform, larger fabric of the universe, not something moving around inside it. According to a scientist, everything that has happened and everything that will happen is in fact occurring at the very moment as time is positioned in space.
Oh, I hate that.
So,
I don't like the fact that.
no, wait,
It's all
hang on.
planned, man.
I am still having every orgasm I've ever had. They're all going on forever. I'm not sure I understand this. I'm trying to picture it in my mind of time not moving, but of all the things that have ever happened, still just being frozen and existing. I don't know if I can truly wrap my brain around this. How about you?
I used to think I don't like the fact that it's all mapped out and I can't fucking change it.
Yeah, it's your destiny.
I don't like it.
It's like that one in the time travel episode last week where we said you go back and kill Hitler, but the family adopts a baby that just turns into Hitler anyway. It's like no matter what you do, it's all been.
Yeah.
You know, we've seen
Well, it's
examples
happened
of that in
already.
Red
It's
Dwarf.
happened already, you know, and it will happen. Whatever will happen is happening now,
Yeah.
as well as what everything has happened is happening now.
Some way it's
As
still
well as what's
going
happening
on.
now is happening
We're
now.
just in this dimension living at this time, but in another dimension someone's living as us 10 years ago doing that because it's already happened, so it's just still happening but just in
Yeah.
another dimension. And so every second of our lives is being lived out in a series of multiple dimensions where it's just happening over and over again, but also that because it's already happened, we're not experiencing it until later on.
So I'm still coming.
Yeah.
Woo!
I think I confused myself then.
The block universe theory.
Okay,
We're going to read some more.
the block universe theory says you're spread out in time, something like the way you're spread out in space. We're not located at a single time.
Well.
So there we go.
That's a bit of a mindfuck.
Just a bit in it.
Yeah.
Could we have a little pee break before we finish off?
Yep.
I beg your pardon. Have you been...
No, I'm not going to masturbate.
Well, he is now.
Somewhere else.
Yeah, well, we all are supposed to
Yeah.
individually, not all together. Just in our own little dimensions that exists in at this point in time.
I still need a piss now.
Okay, we'll And we're back. So we're gonna finish on Never Go Full Alex, the most popular game show in this flat.
Yeah.
Rules are: Mike finds us a couple of people who are talking bullshit. Then he plays us some footage of Alex going what we like to refer to as full Alex. The motto of the show: who's gone more full Alex this week, Alex or his challengers?
Were you trying to get crazy with this, eh? Don't you know I'm loco?
So who's up first?
Right. First up, we've got Pat Robinson.
Oh, and he establishes a shield of protection against Hurricane Florence. Let's see what this mad old bastard's got to say.
If that hurricane, veers off and goes up into the Atlantic, it'll be harmless, and no lives will be lost, no property will be damaged. What could be a multi-billion-dollar property damage will be averted. And I just believe you and I together. The Bible says, where two of you agree on earth as touching anything that they will ask, it will be done for them by my Father which is in heaven. Now this is the same Jesus who commanded the wind and the waves when he was out on the Sea of Galilee. He said, peace, be still. And they said, what manner of man is this? The wind and the waves obey him. They will obey our voice if we are together with one accord. Now together, I'm asking all of us to believe God. I don't want that thing to come in. I don't want it to hurt Region. I don't want it to hurt CBN. I don't want it to tear up these beautiful campus. I don't want to tear these trees down. I don't want to see any damage. I don't want a bunch of glass flowing. And I don't want all over this area that's counting on us to pray for them. So I'm going to ask you right now, put your hand out toward the Atlantic, wherever it is, and let's speak a word right now. In the name of Jesus. In the name of Jesus, you Hurricane Florence, we speak to you in the name of Jesus, and we command this storm to cease its forward motion and go harmlessly into the Atlantic. Go up north, away from land, and veer off in the name of Jesus. We declare in the name of the Lord that you shall go no farther, you shall do no damage in this area. We declare a shield of protection all over Tidewater, and we declare a shield of protection over those innocent people in the path of this hurricane. In Jesus' holy name, be out to sea. In Jesus' name. Thank you, Lord. Thank you. Let's praise God. Yes, amen. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord.
So he's casting a spell, isn't he?
It strikes me that the Bible's a little bit like an X-Man comic.
So Jesus was just a mutant who could control the wind and the waves.
Yeah, that's what he was basically on about then, wasn't he? And he thinks he can do it as well with the power of his mind.
He looks like he can barely stand up now.
And on that still frame, I'm sorry, listener, you can't see it, but trust me, it looks like this old man is in the middle of a mighty ejaculation.
Or a shit.
Or a stroke. Or all three.
At the same time. Wow, what a day.
What a way to go.
What a day.
Okay, who's next?
Pretty batshit. I like it.
Next is Gordon Klingenschmidt,
Oh, very nice.
who says liberals with Trump derangement syndrome may need an exorcism.
Oh, fantastic. There's an early
Let's take a
contender.
moment and discern the spirits. It would be funny if it wasn't so sad. But seriously, in this story we have human actors, right? People who feel anxiety inside of themselves. And we have the president and we have the psychologists, and those are the human actors. Where is the Spirit of God in this story? How do you discern the demonic spirits? Well, I'm sure those who suffer from Trump derangement syndrome look at the president and say, he must be demonized because he makes me feel so anxious inside. But again, these are people who are deranged. So are they properly discerning the evil spirit inside of President Trump? No. Because of their derangement, because of the demons inside them, they project their anxiety onto someone else who might be causing their anxiety. But it's not inside the president. If anything, he might be influenced by the Spirit of God sometimes. The demon is inside of those who welcome this fear and this anxiety. The Bible says God has not given you a spirit of fear, but of power and love and a sound mind. So if God didn't give you a spirit of fear and anxiety and derangement, but you're feeling this spirit of fear and anxiety and derangement inside of you, is that coming from God? No, that's coming from the devil. And the demonic spirit of fear inside of these people who have Trump derangement syndrome may require an exorcism.
TDS. And you can pay for my exorcisms at
www.payforexorcisms.com.
Yep.
.org.
/ Trump. What was it? Trump?
TDS.
Oh, fuck. Well, okay.
Oh,
I'm
well,
going
he
to
was-
save it till we've heard them all.
Alright, so this is Alex now.
This is what Alex has to say this week.
Look, no one's going to see that broadcast Alex Jones uses over because it's been deleted. And
Mind you, Alex is speaking into a giant pig head.
Donkey head. Very well, but only the internet matters, not UHF, not VHF, nothing. Only our control matters. And so now you're being taught to submit. So let me tell you about Operation 666. Yes! Operation 666!
He's wearing a fucking donkey head.
Operation Freedom to destroy you forever!
Please hit the donkey head, Alex.
Donkey.
Sorry, listener.
On the 6th of August, we banned InfoWars from 27 platforms. And now, on September 6th, we banned you from Twitter. And on October 6th, we will destroy your president and set fire to every major U.S. city and have our communist forces launch their attack while Silicon Valley sits in their bunkers in the middle of the Pacific Ocean in New Zealand. Operation 666. The number of the beast. Hell and fire. Rating free.
I thought he was going to talk amazing.
That's what's for them. 1.8 billion Islamists trained in Satanism are ready to invade. The China system will expand. The third world will collapse into Europe and America. And our domination will be complete. We will sit back in New Zealand and in Kauai, Hawaii, and watch you burn!
Well, I just won that.
Serious mental problems.
I think Alex has won that. It was a little hard to understand this too, I do apologise, but he was speaking from inside a giant donkey head. Which I, for some reason, misinterpreted as a pig's head at first glance.
I did catch a bit about there's a million trained Islamists.
I think it's
terrorists.
8 million trained.
Yeah, how many?
8 million?
8 million trained Islamists trained in Satanism.
Six. The number of the beast. Hell and fire was born to be released.
I genuinely thought you were going to quote it. I was a bit
I
disappointed.
got
he
so
didn't.
excited. I was like, he's really going to do it. He's just going to read out Iron Maiden lyrics. He's lost the fucking plot.
yeah, big time. And remember, so he's predicting the main thrust of that, October 6th, Trump's going to get taken out.
The destruction of Trump.
Possibly by Alex himself. Wouldn't that be a twist if Alex was the gunman?
That shows you that like he's got complete control of his operation. As in, there's no producer who's got the balls to say, Alex, listen.
Yeah.
Don't do it in the donkey head. It looks fucking daft, and I don't know what it's supposed to symbolise. What the fuck did you know what I mean? Like, you can imagine him, nobody's obviously got... No one can tell him no, they just want their paychecks. And it's like, they've got to sit there and film that with a straight face.
They must know that he's gone insane.
He's so paranoid now. Imagine his mindset now. It's so, I'm so close to the truth. They banned me from 27 major platforms. I'm being made into a martyr. I'm probably going to be assassinated. I'm fucking close.
We must build a God machine.
I don't know which bullshit thing I splurted out turned out to be true that hit the trigger. But one of them was true. So he probably doesn't know what he's fucking... Oh man, poor lad.
So are we showing sympathy with that fact because obvious mental health issues during that clip? Or are we saying that he's going to win because he has gone legitimately batshit insane, which would be very insensitive to his mental health issues that he clearly has?
But as an
This is a catch-22 scenario.
But has he gone insane or is it an act?
Well, it's all an act.
Well, it's all an act, apparently, according to a court of law.
I don't know, though, to come up with all that shit off the top of your head, like, that's in him somewhere.
Well, he's been doing
know
it for
what I mean?
20
Like,
years.
Oh, he's the master.
He's Bill Hicks. He's doing it longer.
He's not Bill Hicks.
He's Bill Hicks.
He's not. Bill wouldn't like him. But,
he's just decided to do it for a laugh, hasn't he, Bill Hicks? He's like, oh, you know what? I was doing the other side. I'm going to do this side.
It would be the most ultimate sort of fucking
mind fuck. It's Bill Hicks.
Destroy your president.
It's Bill Hicks' sense of humour. I think.
No.
I think it's a mind fuck.
Well, I think the first guy. One thing I want to say about the first guy is, if the hurricane did the hurricane hit where he?
Well, headbanging guy was there, so yeah.
Oh, right.
But you know,
so that proves Jesus either isn't real or doesn't give a fuck about your prayers.
Do you notice how he didn't mention human casualties until quite late on in that little prayer? He was all about the property damage. Because he thinks his church is going to get fucking, his mega church is going to get damaged, his insurance premiums will go up next year. Hurricane insurance now. What a fucking prick.
You can't get hurricane insurance.
Well, it may go into that.
God, isn't it?
Well,
it proves.
Surely he should be loving that then.
This is what God wants, as he holds on to his fucking roof. Nah, so yeah, Alex has got it hands down this week.
Yeah, the second guy was close. I think Pat Robinson is just casting a spell, which he seems to be against witches.
Yeah.
Second guy was close.
Gordon Klingenschmidt.
If you hadn't have pulled that Alex clip out of the bag, he was winning.
He would have got it, yeah. Yeah, he's a prick, wasn't he? But, yeah, good. I mean, congratulations, Alex.
Yeah.
You really did go full
You
Alex
knocked out
this
the
week.
park.
He went beyond full Alex. It's like he went Ultimo Alex.
Uber Alex.
Yeah, you know, Power Alex. Like, Alex Extreme.
Oh, I do.
Pass me the donkey head.
With his voice, you know, he probably could be a good frontman for a metal band, actually, don't you think?
He could do it, I think.
I think he could actually be a great frontman. So, yeah, he gets
He is the Caesar of his own organisation now, isn't he?
Of course.
Effectively. No one will dare speak out against him.
No.
I think he's going to be assassinated.
Yeah, oh well.
No, I see it
Hope
now.
he doesn't buy a gay frog.
I'm going to make a prediction. Alex Jones takes out Trump on the 6th of October and is then gunned down by Secret Service men.
Stranger things have happened. I can see it happening. Well, I think we should wrap this one up.
So that's been Amityville. And we'd like to say thank you for listening. Leave us a review on Facebook, like the page, Cutting to the Bull in the Post with Apocalypse. Follow us on Twitter at Apocalypse Bull, at Apocalypse Bull. Yeah, so I've been Ben, and I'm going to say, don't drink the Flavour Aid and don't join a cult.
I've been Gaz, and I will say free Biff Tannen and go to Amazon.com and look for Space Force Intergalactic Fascists. Bye.
I've been Mike. Thanks for listening. Peace out. May the force be with you.
This is your life course going, Mike.
I've been asked it.
Very Jedi.
Bye.
Bye.